Before we begin, I want you to do something. Look at the screen you are holding. Look at the black mirror of your monitor. For a split second before the light hits it, who do you see? Is it really you, or is it something that has learned to mimic your blink? Welcome to Grim Frames. They say abandoned places hold silence, but that's a lie. Silence is a luxury. True abandoned places hold hunger. This manor, standing on the decaying outskirts of Westfield, hasn't seen a living soul since 1964. But it hasn't been empty. The wood here doesn't just rot, it bleeds memories. It traps moments in the grain of the walls. Locals call it the House of Forgotten Reflections. They speak of it in hushed tones at gas stations and diners, warning travelers to never look into its windows after sunset. Legend says the house is a living organism. It shifts, it breathes, it molds its corridors into the shape of your darkest, most buried phobias. But the most disturbing detail found by the investigators in the 60s wasn't the disappearance of the Edwards family. It was the mirrors, or rather, the lack of them. Every single reflective surface had been systematically, violently destroyed, shattered, scraped, melted, as if the family was trying to stop something from looking back at them. Today, we have recovered the tape of Subject Zero. He went in to find the truth. All he found was a frame.
The footage starts with the sound of heavy, rhythmic breathing. You can hear the heart rate of the man behind the lens. It's October 1998. The air is cold enough to see your breath, and the camera, an old Panasonic, struggles to focus. The fog doesn't just surround the house. It clings to it like a shroud, as if the earth itself is trying to hide this architectural mistake. He steps onto the porch. Listen to that wood. That's not a simple creak. That is the groan of an ancient spine. The front door yields with a heavy, wet thud. The foyer is a tomb of Victorian luxury. Dust motes dance in the dying light, but if you watch closely, they seem to avoid the corners. They move as if something is standing there, invisible, displacing the air. Thomas Edwards, the former owner, was more than a photographer. He was an occultist of the lens. He believed in the soul of the frame. He wrote in his journals that a camera doesn't just capture light, it steals a fragment of reality. Look at the walls, rows upon rows of empty, ornate frames. They used to hold portraits of the elite. Now they hold nothing but black oil paint. Edwards smeared it over every face before he vanished. He wanted to make sure they couldn't see what was coming for them. The operator moves toward the kitchen. The smell of copper and old grease is almost palpable through the screen. Look at the copper pots. Look at the warped reflections in the metal. Stop. Rewind to 3:14. Look at the kettle. Do you see it? Behind the cameraman's reflection, a face, long, pale, with eyes that look like they were burned out with a cigarette. It's gone in a blink. The first grim frame has been captured, and it's already too late to turn back. He begins to climb the grand staircase. Each step sounds like a bone breaking. On the second floor, the laws of physics seem to lose their grip. The hallway looks wrong. It's too long for the dimensions of the house. The doors are perfectly spaced, yet they feel like teeth in a closing trap.
He enters the master studio. This was the heart of Edward's madness. In the center of the room stands a massive wrought iron frame, 7 feet tall. Empty. No canvas, no glass, just a rectangular hole in reality. As Subject Zero approaches, the audio begins to degrade. A low-frequency hum vibrates in the microphone, a sound like 1,000 whispers layered over each other. Look inside the frame. The darkness there isn't just a lack of light, it's pulsing. The film starts to show us things that aren't there. We see a projection of 1964. There is Thomas Edwards. He is standing in this very room, but he isn't alone. He is talking to the void. His hands are raw, bleeding from shattering every mirror in the house. He is pleading. He is offering a trade. Suddenly, the operator spins the camera around. The door he came through, it's gone. In its place is a wall of peeling wallpaper that looks like bruised human skin. The house is reacting. It's digesting him. The grim frames are flashing constantly now. Every few seconds, the footage cuts to something impossible. A forest of limbs, a room filled with floating eyes, a version of the operator standing in the corner, staring at himself. The geometry is melting. The ceiling is now a pool of black liquid. The floor is vibrating with the sound of a heartbeat that isn't his.
The final minute of the tape was recorded hours later. The camera is lying in the gray grass outside the manor. The sun is rising, but it's a sickly, pale yellow. The birds are silent. Subject Zero is nowhere to be seen, but as the camera lens, damaged and cracked, slowly focuses on the second-story window of the studio, we see him. He is standing behind the glass. He is perfectly still. He is wearing the same jacket. He is holding a camera, pointed directly back at us, but he isn't recording. He is the recording. As we zoom in, we see his face. It's smooth, featureless. Where his eyes should be, there are 2 small, perfectly circular mirrors. He has become a part of the collection, another frame in the dark archive of this house. This has been Grim Frames. Before you turn off this video, look at your reflection one last time. Are you sure you're the one who's moving? Subscribe to join the archive if you dare. Stay in the light while you still can. The grim frames are flashing constantly now. Every few seconds, the footage cuts to something impossible. A forest of limbs, a room filled with floating eyes, a version of the operator standing in the corner, staring at himself. The geometry is melting. The ceiling is now a pool of black liquid. The floor is vibrating with the sound of a heartbeat that isn't his.